Hi guys, welcome you all to another video of Software Testing by MKT. As a part of this video, I'm going to talk about variables and data types in Java. What do you mean by variable? What do you mean by data types? And how variables and data types are related to each other, I'm going to talk about in this video. So let's get started. Talking about the variables in Java is nothing but it is a named memory location which can store some value, and it can change n number of times during execution. Now whenever you write any program, you make use of lot of stuffs. Like you want to save your someone's name, you need a memory. So your variable is nothing but it is a named memory location which can store some value. So variables are nothing but containers. Now variables are nothing but it is a named memory location which can store some value. It is a container which stores something. Whenever you are writing any program, you will store some numeric values, you will store some alphanumeric values, or you will store some any value. You need a memory. Memory is nothing but containers. Talking about variables, in variables we have different types. The types are local variable, global variables, and in global variables we have two types. One is static variables and another one is instance variable. Talking about the types of variable, that is local variable and global variable, and in global variable we have instance variable and static variable. So talking about the types of variables, I will be covering that in the next video. In this video I will be just talking about variables and data types. So I will give you guys an example which will make you guys understand how variable and data types are related to each other. Suppose you have 1 liter of can and you have 3 liter of can. You can fill 1 liter of can of water in 3 liter can, but it is highly impossible to fill 3 liter of water in 1 liter of can. And suppose you have water, you cannot place it inside your cupboard. And suppose you have cupboard, in that you have multiple clothes, you cannot place your clothes inside your water bottle. So each and every stuffs have different containers to use it. In a similar way, we have data types. Data types are nothing but it defines what kind of data my variables can store. So different types of data types we have are called as primitive data types and reference data types. In this video, we are just going to talk about primitive data types. Reference data types I will be covering when we will be dealing with objects. So talking about the different types of primitive data types we have are called as byte, short, int, long, float, double, character, and boolean as shown here. So these are the different primitive data types we have. Out of this, byte, short, int, and long are used to store only integers value, and float and double are used to store floating values, and character is used only to store character values, and boolean is used to store only boolean values, that is your true or false. Why integers require byte, short, int, and long? As I said you guys, 3 liters of water cannot be placed in 1 liter of can. In a similar way, each and every different type of integers we have, data types, that is byte, short, int, long, have different sizes. These 4 types of my primitive data types have different sizes, different range of values which it can store. Talking about the sizes they have, so talking about the sizes we have of these data types in the form of byte is called as your byte. 1 byte is always 1 byte. Your short is always 2 byte. Your int, it is always 4 byte. Your long is always 8 byte. Your float is always 4 byte. Your double is always 8 byte, and your character is always 2 byte. And your boolean, here size is not applicable because its range is always true or false. Always remember, 1 byte is always equal to 8 bits. So the different data type have different sizes in byte or bits. Now, what is the range of values they can afford, or what is the range of values it can have? So the range of values it can have, so to calculate the range of value my different data types can have, for that we have a formula. So for range of values in data types, the formula is minus 2 to the power n minus 1 to 2 to the power n minus 1 and minus 1. This is a formula to calculate the range of any data type. So if we see byte, what will be the range of value? So we know here n is in the form of bits. So I have said that 1 byte is equal to 8 bits. So if you want to calculate this value, it is nothing but 2 to the power 8 minus 1 to 2 to the power 8 minus 1 and then minus 1. So 2 to the power 8 minus 1 is equal to minus 2 to the power 7 to 2 to the power 7 minus 1. So 2 to the power 7 is always 128 to 2 to the power 7 is 128 and then minus 1. It is 127. So this is your range of value you have for your byte. So your byte can hold the values which have a range of values from minus 128 to 127. In a similar way, range of value you can have for short is, for n you can put 16 because size of your short is 2 byte and 2 byte is always 16 bits. So you can, in the similar way, you can have all this range of values. So now you will be understanding like why do we need byte, short, int, long, float, double, char, boolean. So these four type of data types, that is byte, short, int, long, are used to store integers value. Now why do we need 4 different types of integers is because size varies. Your 1 is also an integer and your 1 crore or any value, this is also an integer. Everything you cannot place in the integer itself. For that sake, we have different types of integers, that is byte, short, int, long. So it is always the data type which explains what type of data my variable can hold. So your variable is nothing but it is a container, and your data type is nothing but what kind of container. Your variable is nothing but a water bottle. Now your data type will tell how much big water bottle you need, how much small water bottle do you need. My variable will tell me I need to place the cloth in the cupboard. My cupboard is my variable, it is a container. But my data type will tell me how big you want container or what kind of container. Do you need to keep your clothes? If you need cupboard, how big you need your cupboard. So each and everything. So I hope now variables and data types are now clear to you. And one more thing, always remember, each of this primitive data type will have some default values in it. So talking about the default values for each of the data type we have. So for all the integers data type, we have a default value of 0. For all the floating values, that is floating data type, that is float and double, we have a value of 0.0f for float, and for double we have a default value of 0.0d. For character it is always Unicode, and for boolean it is always false. So this is the default value assigned to the primitive data types, which is this: 0 for byte, 0 for short, 0 for integers, 0 for long. For float it is 0.0f, and for double it is 0.0d. For character it is Unicode, and for boolean it is always false. These are the default values. Now for which type of variable this default value will be applicable, I will be talking it when I will be dealing with my types of variables. Now let's understand what is the syntax to store some value inside a variable with some data type in it. So let's say you want to store the value 10 in your variable. The name of the variable is your A and you want to store it. So the data type associated with this variable is integers, because 10 is my integer. So this is my data type, this is my variable name, and this is my value. You want to end this line, you have to put semicolon to make Java understand that this line is completed. You can go to the next line. So this is a syntax we use to assign any value to a variable with having a data type with it. First, your data type will come, what type of data you want to use it, and then the variable name, and then finally your value. So I hope now variable and data type in Java it is clear to you. If yes, give a thumbs up to this video, subscribe to my channel Software Testing by MKT, and please share this video with your needy friends. Thank you.